How you guys doing? This is Real Sensi. Much love to Innovision for coming out today. How you guys doing?
Very good. Very good. Thanks for having us,
Awesome.
man.
Thank you guys so much for coming out. Before we get started, I just want to thank our sponsors, Boundless Tech, Puff Sauce, and Red Feathers Farms for making this all possible.
Thank you guys so much for coming down. How are you guys all feeling? Thank you guys.
Yeah,
I
pretty
really
good,
appreciate
thanks.
you guys coming down. How'd you guys all get your start in music?
Mine's was kind of in my family.
Mm-hmm.
So at a young age, there was a lot of music I was
Definitely.
playing, and so music was always going on. But I got serious in it when my grandma gave me my first ukulele
That's
and
awesome.
grand piano when I was about 10 years old.
That's amazing.
So those were like when I
The
really
assets.
fell in love with playing the instruments. Yeah.
Definitely. I love that. That's like the roots, Just
Yeah.
sticking to the roots. That's what's
Yeah.
up. How was it growing on the island of Maui? Like, how did that bring you closer to reggae?
As a lot of people know, Hawaii was the birthplace of Hawaiian music, which was like our own version.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a lot of, you know, um, radio stations that are playing reggae all the time, and it's kind of similar to like Jamaican vibes out
Mhm.
there. I think a lot of just beach cities are more into that kind of vibe,
Definitely.
a very more mellow vibe,
Mhm.
you know. And Hawaiian music is big out there, and
It really shows
yeah,
too through your
yeah,
music.
yeah.
Like it's really like it hits the heart, the message. It's amazing.
So when did you first realize you wanted to pursue reggae music?
When I first started, 10 years old, I played I played for a talent show, and I played Maccabees. Everybody loves Bob Marley.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, off the bat, the first song I ever performed was a reggae tune.
There you go.
Yeah,
So it's just the
I was
roots.
just drawn towards that.
Oh,
My
yeah.
family used to take me to reggae concerts when I was young,
That's awesome.
so I was just
Definitely.
always
That's where you
around
find your
it.
inspiration.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Hell yeah. How long has Innovision been around for, and how did you guys come up with the name?
Innovision started in 2005, so almost 15 years
Wow.
of music.
That's
And
crazy.
I came up with the name. I had this sweater that was like my favorite sweater growing up, and it just said Vision on it, and it was like this break dancer on the back, and it was one of those airbrush painted sweaters.
Yeah.
And when I was going through names, I had honestly 10 minutes to come up with a name for our first show, and so I was going through, and it just came to me in a vision,
Yeah. That's awesome.
And that
In a
sweater
vision.
kind of inspired me because it was my favorite sweater through my childhood.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Innovision has
Yeah.
like a twang, like the higher self, like Innovision and your future, It's awesome, like your guys' music.
Yeah.
What kind of things do you guys like to do to get inspired to write music?
Well, I'm gonna let Rick start on this one for what his inspiration on making music, and we can go down the line.
There you go.
I like to listen to a little light jazz. No, I'm just kidding.
That's what's up.
Get inspired. I mean, I guess really just listen to other music, you know. When I first started learning how to produce, I would like listen to other songs and try to recreate them and stuff. So like now, if I ever just run out of ideas, I'll listen to like just other
Music,
people's songs.
Definitely.
And then right there,
Get a
I'll just get a spark.
inspiration.
And then bam.
That's how you do it. That's
Yeah.
what's up. Definitely.
I want to introduce them first.
Yes.
Innovision has grown. Innovision originally started as a band from Maui, and it's grown to be global. And I have family. I call them my family. The band members from all parts of the country. And my original crew, they still play. They still play shows.
That's awesome.
Rick is actually one of my producers from Florida, and he worked on tracks like The Highest Grade, Link Up, And John is my guitar player out here. He's from New York, and he's just they're part of the big family. Like
That's how you
a
do
lot
it.
of
Bring
people,
them
they
all
always see
together.
new faces,
Mhm.
and they think it's always changing, but it really has just grown to be a big family, and everybody
Yes.
plays their parts whenever they can, and
Mhm.
that's what's brought Innovision to continue this long.
That's awesome.
I never gave up the dream, and everybody just puts in their parts.
It's awesome. Just a big
Yeah,
family.
yeah.
I love how reggae does that.
Back to your question on getting inspired from,
Mhm.
what gets me inspired from to write music is just life experiences, travels especially.
Definitely.
I try to not force the writing nowadays and kind of just let life take its course. And when you feel like I kind of grown out of some experiences, whether it's heartache or experience good stuff,
Mhm.
that's when I kind of just take to it and write. It comes in spurts now.
Definitely.
Yeah, it comes in spurts now, and I let it just come naturally now.
Mhm.
And before I used to kind of just force it, like, nah, I'm not gonna leave the table till this thing's
It's all
done.
finished,
And it worked at the time, but I feel like you kind of just gotta adjust with how you feel in your life,
Mhm.
what works for you. So that's kind of where I get.
That's awesome.
What inspires me?
Yes.
So I would say same thing, like life experiences, relationships, just like interactions with people, or anytime something happens in life and it makes you stop and think, it kind of knocks you on your ass.
Mhm.
Inspiration usually comes out of the reflection there.
Definitely.
But then, like, on a more like proactive note, I try to I read a lot of fantasy books, actually. Like Lord of the Rings style kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Stuff that just gets my imagination going. I
Flowing.
like to hear stories.
Definitely.
It kind of gets into the characters' minds, and like maybe that'll give me like a weird angle on life or
Mhm.
something. And
Sometimes you got to see life in a different way, but it's
yeah,
always like it's a good way, like good for it.
anything to
Life.
like mix your perspective up is
Exactly.
helps a lot.
Get a little bit of everything. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So, how would you guys describe your music to someone who's never heard it before?
I'd say it's music with a message.
Definitely.
Something to inspire and lift us up.
Yeah.
Something to remind ourselves when we're going through times in our
The
life
struggles.
to stay up, stay positive,
Exactly.
and work through it. And yeah, man, I feel like it's just conscious reggae music, rhythm driven music, and heavy bass,
Yeah. Just good
and
roots.
a universal sound. A
Yeah.
very well rounded sound. We have so much different styles of music,
Exactly.
from deep roots music to more contemporary reggae to hip hop to
Yeah.
trap
A
reggae.
little
Like,
bit of everything.
there's no like boundaries for Innovision. I feel like there's
Exactly.
something that suits every mood,
Yep.
and it's ever changing and ever growing.
That's awesome. Definitely, you get different sounds out of everything. All the different experiences you make, all these different musics with different
Yeah.
genres.
Yeah,
Building off of
definitely.
everything that you've learned through your whole life. It's pretty cool. So, who are your biggest inspirations when it comes to making music?
Start with you again.
Um, like specific artists.
Yeah.
Let's see. A lot of just rap. A lot of the new rap right now. Like I incorporate a lot of like you said, contemporary like trap music. So like a Drake or a Travis Scott
Yeah.
type sounds.
That's cool.
I'll add that into kind of the reggae. As far as reggae is concerned, Midnight,
Yeah.
big one.
Yeah.
Rest in
Straight up.
peace. Um, a lot of his music, believe it or not. Before I ever met him, I was listening to Innovision, so
Yeah.
like just good bass and tribal seeds. I
Yeah.
like their
Tribal
sound
Seed's
a lot.
awesome.
Um, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
All of the Marleys,
Of course.
Steel Pulse,
Yeah.
Barrington Levy.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Bob. You're doing that
Happy
today. That's
birthday,
awesome.
Bob. The Junior Reeds, the Half Pints. A lot of those legends. I was inspired by a lot of hip hop as well. A lot of Tribe Called Quest,
Yeah.
Nas, and that's what you can kind of tell the influence because I kind of rap a lot as well
Yeah.
in a lot of my songs.
Yeah. It's awesome.
And yeah, man, anything positive,
Hell
I'm
yeah.
really into.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Big influences for me, probably Trey Anastasio and Jerry Garcia. I am sort of like a jam band, deadhead kind of guy.
Oh yeah,
But I also really love jazz. So Bill Evans, John Coltrane.
nice.
Really love improvisation in
Yeah,
general. So
that's sick. You guys have
But-
different inspirations from all over, and it all kind of builds into
for
one.
sure.
Yeah.
Within the world of reggae, top influences are definitely Ernie Ranglin and Lynn Tate
Yeah.
on guitar.
Hell yeah.
It's really amazing. How have these guys' influences helped shape you guys into the person you guys are today? Like your music and the style.
You know, when you carry music like we do in our lives, it comes a big responsibility to you know always be bettering ourselves,
Definitely.
and people look up to us. You know, we're not kids anymore, and so constantly growing and just keeping a
Good
righteous
vibe.
path on with
Definitely.
what we got, and the power of music too. You know, you got the power of the microphone, and people listening is a
It's
big
amazing.
thing, because you could steer them the wrong way or the right way, you know. And so it's I feel like for me it brought me into a better person. I'm always trying to be a better person and
It's awesome.
realize, you know, we're not all perfect, you know, but
Definitely.
there's always every day is room to grow and
We're
fix
all in
whatever
this
it
together
is,
and
yeah.
just be happy, you know?
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
awesome. And just be a big family, you know, support one another, and that's all we could do, you know, in this world. Just help out always and just be loving, you know?
Definitely.
So, what was it like recording your new singles, "Work Harder" and "Stick to Your Roots"?
Really good. I was working with the producer Leslie Ludiazo. He produces for The Green, J Boog,
Yeah.
one of my good buddies, and kind of taking the sound back to the roots. Stick to your
Yeah.
roots. You know, if you stay up to it, the music link up kind of was very. We pushed the boundaries on a lot of the songs. You know.
Yeah.
And it was good, you know. We got a lot of attention from it, and it was like a very new thing. And now I'm kind of just routing back on a more
The roots and
reggae
culture.
sound, you know,
Yeah.
a more live reggae sound. And it's kind of, I don't really have a direction. I kind of just go with what feels good at the moment. You know,
Yeah.
if it comes up, we just go with it.
That's
I don't really
awesome.
have a plan of what I want the album to sound like or what I want the next single to sound like. It's
Yeah,
kind of
just
just
go with the vibe.
Yeah, it kind of just happens organically, and it came out.
Yeah, that's the best way
it
to
came
do
out
it.
good. You know, work harder, definitely self-explanatory.
Yeah.
You know? And Stick to Your Roots came out really good. It's getting a lot of good play right now. So
Yeah, that's a great song.
thank you.
We were jamming that
Thank
earlier,
you.
actually.
Thanks.
Hell yeah. So
we
can
got we got some of the Revolution horn players on the tracks, so shout out to
Nice.
them. You know,
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
them bringing the album to life sounds really
Nice.
good.
Bringing the roots.
Yeah, for sure.
So can we expect any new music from you guys in the next couple months?
Yeah, we have another single coming out in about a month. And It's
Awesome.
called Waste No Time.
Nice.
And yeah, that's about 4 weeks away.
Oh yeah.
And we're going to be dropping a song every month and a half up to late summer, because the album's
Wow.
pretty much done.
That's awesome.
And right now it's just, we're not going to drop it too early in
Just
the
sitting
year.
on
We're just
it.
going to just drop a song every month and a half
Hell yeah.
and let it come
Make
out.
people get ready for it, get the
Yeah,
hype built up.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's sick. Super stoked.
What was it like working with Gonzo on your guys' album, Curricular Style?
Rick, how do you feel about working with Gonzo?
I don't like him. No, I was able to add a lot of stuff on that album. I mean, it's just kind of yeah, it's like two totally, literally like different styles.
Yeah.
So you got Hawaii sound, and then Gonzo's.
Roots raw.
It's like he's like the reggae Keith Sweat. You know, he's just, his voice is so
Right.
So me being able to take those just
Good vibes.
sounds and then add my
Definitely.
stuff to it, it's kind of drums and
It's amazing.
It's cool.
The flair. It's amazing how it sounded and turned out. I
Yeah,
love the
thank you.
album.
Yeah, it's like it's rare to see that. It's kind of like we were just listening to the Nas and Damian Marley. It's like just two totally different styles just mixing
Definitely.
together. It's
It's
great.
amazing how it like turns out, you know, and like the fusion of
Yeah.
it. It's like cool.
I'd
what
like to
reggae
see
could
more
be,
of it, you know, like
right?
just random
Let's keep
artists
it
just
up.
coming together. So it was good.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah. So, what do you guys think has been the most challenging thing to overcome in the music industry?
I think the I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. Nothing. Everything is aspect, you know how you look at it. So it couldn't be a bad thing. But there's just so much bands now that it's tough to really get on certain shows or
Yeah.
get on tour circuits. You know, because there is so many
Yeah.
bands. It's tough in
It's
America right now.
overpopulated.
So I feel like that's a big struggle right now here in this market.
Yeah.
Is just there's so much great artists out there.
Yeah.
How are you gonna stand out? You know,
Yeah.
like how are you gonna get that spot? Because there's so much, you know.
Yeah.
And that's why I say I don't know if it's good or bad. Because it's an amazing thing that reggae has become that big, and there's that much people
Yeah.
that want to play and pursue this music. You know.
Straight up. It's
But in a
awesome.
way, like everything else, there's a flip side, and which has been tough to get on. We're very grateful to be on the One Love this weekend.
Yeah,
So
that's gonna be awesome.
yeah, I mean, there's so much so much bands out there, and to be recognized amongst, you know, some of the top is a good feeling, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
So
That's
that-
awesome. Big ups on that.
Yeah, thank
Straight
you.
up. Is there any advice you guys would give to aspiring musicians trying to do what you do?
Practice every day and never give up.
Yep, that's number one right there.
I would say stay true to yourself and yeah, live your truth and work hard. You know,
Yeah.
like don't
Stick to your roots
really
and work harder.
don't take too many people's opinions to heart. You know, it's all on how you feel about your art and how
Yeah.
you feel about your life. And everybody's gonna have something to say, whether good or bad. It don't really matter. So as long as you see
What you're doing.
what you like to do and you love it and you're true to it, keep your perspective.
Yep,
Sean.
that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys pretty much said it all. I would say, yeah, just don't give up.
Always.
Because it gets hard sometimes when it's like, you know, just life.
Mm-hmm.
Life gets in the way. You know, you got, whether it be financial or, you know, family issue, whatever it is, it's like, to continue music, sometimes you won't really see a lot of return in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do 10 years and you're like, man, I've been all over. I'm killing it now, and I played in Germany, and I'm
That's
going
awesome.
to I'm going to Hawaii, and now I'm in LA right now. You know,
Wow.
having a good time. It's like,
It's
you just
amazing. You guys are
keep-
like really killing it. Honestly.
yeah, just keep it going. You know,
Yes.
you're gonna feel like discouraged, but
Yes.
just keep it going.
Yes, it's honestly just keep grinding and like just always have a positive mindset, you know, because there are things that are gonna get in your way, you know, but always just gotta keep it positive, you know.
I think you can't really focus on too much of what other people are doing. You know, because it's
Definitely.
a big world out there. If you,
Yeah.
The more time you put into thinking about everybody else, the less time you think about your own journey. You know, so
Right.
just your family, your circle, and just roll with
Just
it.
keep going. That's how you do it, honestly. What is your guys' favorite thing about the whole reggae scene?
About just the reggae scene, my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Huh?
We were just talking about it in the car coming over here.
What? I can't remember what we were saying, but right off the top, I think just the fans, because I'm real big into rap music too, and it's like it's just a whole different vibe, you know. Like I can go to a reggae show and it's like I could just vibe with anybody in the crowd, and
That's how you do
everyone's
it.
so open, you know. It's like just the music, and it's like
It's
everyone's
amazing,
so
the
friendly. Even the
family.
artists too. The artists are a lot more receptive to
Yes.
doing stuff like that, like collaborating
That's
and stuff.
awesome.
So that's
cool.
probably my
Honestly, for coming down too, like
yeah.
the reggae scene's very like open, you know, and accepting of everyone.
Yeah.
It's very amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's what I would say.
I love that. Is there anyone you guys would like to shout out that has helped you throughout your whole like music process?
Yeah. Well, you know, my immediate brothers here, that if not for them, I wouldn't be able to to do it. You know,
That's what's up.
the whole Innovision family.
Yee.
Back home out here, the East Coast, everybody that's helped along the way.
Mhm.
I've gotten so much help from so much people willing to give their time and put together the music and put their time
I
into
love that.
rehearsing and doing that, you know. So shout out to all the whole family. You know, Gonzo, one of my best friends. Like
Hey.
he's done a lot for me. Opened up his home for me the past few years, and I was grinding
That's
hard,
awesome.
living at his spot, and he just encouraged me to keep pushing, recording. Like he puts me on anytime Tribal Seeds is out there. He's
Hey.
always like, "Yo, you can come do it." You know, he's been a
That's
very big
awesome.
help. And all the bands
Big
that have
ups.
brought us on the road to lead up to now that helped build our career, you know. My management, my agents, all that stuff is all necessary
That's
for
awesome.
the to build the whole family, you know.
It's amazing your whole support system, and it brings you guys where you are
So
today.
much
It's
people
awesome.
are involved with it, you know. It's crazy.
It's one big family.
Yeah, for sure.
And since we're real Sensi, we got to ask, what's your favorite strain?
Sour diesel.
There you go.
From New York, preferably.
From New York. Oh yeah, you got to represent.
Man, I'm down with the free strains. Whatever strain's free and
Yeah.
gets handed over, like stuff.
Yeah, I'm with
That's
him
the
on
way to
that
roll.
one. Any free indica, I'm good.
Yeah, there you
So,
go.
Yeah. Hopefully
When
we
you're
make an
happy.
Innovision strain. That'd probably be my favorite.
That'd be
after
sick.
that.
OG4. Hell yeah, well, thank you guys so much for coming. We really appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys go check out their new singles, Work Harder, Stick to Your Roots. Much love, guys. They came out straight from Maui. Check them out at One Love.
Thank you
Hook
guys.
up.
Appreciate it.